What up? It's Friday, January 13th, Friday the 13th, 7:32 a.m. Woke up today just just observing my life so far in 2012. You know, I'm becoming more patient a lot, you know. I'm learning a lot, you know. So it's a lot. I've just been observing, I'm I'm like I realized that Harrisburg, PA is my hometown. I love it to death. I love the culture of it. I love being in it, the environment. Even when I'm at my lowest, like my my lowest, I guess spiritual feeling to do positive. I still love being here. I don't know why. And what I realize is Harrisburg, PA is kind of like a drug, I guess. More than a city. I don't know what it is about here, but I've seen Harrisburg, PA destroy married couples who move to bigger cities and do better. I've seen it destroy college students who go away to college, get degrees, and become bigger people in bigger and better places with more opportunities, you know, better financial situations. But I guess everyone has that Harrisburg, PA state of mind, being from here. So it's like you could live in a bigger city where nobody knows or even cares about Harrisburg. Nobody knows anything about Harrisburg, PA. But I guess people outside of these cities they're so attached to Harrisburg, PA that it's like they're addicted to a drug and they run back what you say about me, or they'll be out in these major cities and such and such is talking about me back home, and that ain't right. And people like in the major cities are looking like, what? You're gonna give up the Mercedeses and all that stuff and living in the mansions and all these acres you own and all the money you make a year because somebody's talking about you back in your hometown. And people from Harrisburg, PA, do that because it's a drug and it's like we addicted. So like we run back here, and it's crazy. That's like I've seen it break up relationships to where somebody back home is talking about me and our relationship, and the people in these major cities or the people who like date people from Harrisburg from major cities are looking like, you can give up all this for that. And I don't know how, but it always happens. Like it's like a drug, and it's crazy. I'm looking at a lot of people here. I've never really moved out of Harrisburg, PA. I've traveled a lot. I've had an opportunity to leave. I ran track when I was little. I've been all over the United States. I've placed like in high places, like your top twos, your top tens, your top eights. It ain't just like I just went there and didn't do nothing. I had no ranking or no one had any knowledge of who I was. So it was just as a child doing that. I mean, I guess it would kind of be like being a celebrity as a child. Even though I just was, the only difference about it was I wasn't making money because children athletes aren't really allowed to get paid to travel and do stuff like that. But you know, it's just like I guess it's kind of weird being from here because it just had always been like this thing where people do not help each other. I guess it's like people have this thing with, I guess, helping each other, supporting. Like nobody wants to financially support each other here. I don't know why. It's like that. You know what I mean? It's really a funny thing. Be right back. Hold it. But yeah, it's just it's wild. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm one of them kids who always try to look at things like from a positive angle. So I guess I don't really show a lot of people what's going on. Like sometimes I work jobs. Like sometimes I'm forced to work a job. Because I'm one person who work for what I have, and I just won't. I won't like make no exception for. I put up with it, whether I'm sick, no matter how many hours I gotta work, how tired I am, whatever. I'll buckle down and work. And I was in a place where I was around. The youngest person around me was like 20 years. Like they were 20 years older than me. And so it's a little different because that's younger. Like my mom's younger than me, but you gotta buckle down and do it. So you know you just for years, a couple years go by, you still putting up with it. You're doing everything that you gotta do, and you take no days off, anything. You just grind it out, and you know, I guess it's this thing sometimes where, like, I was a music artist working a job with someone 20 years older than me, and I didn't tell anyone I was a music artist. I didn't want anybody to know. I was Shrizz Mac, Porter Mac, Shrizz Mac. I didn't. Well, I didn't need nobody to know that. I'm a professional. I'm at work. This is a job. I leave. That's music. That's two different places. So, you know, and I guess they didn't like that. Like you got mixtapes out and stuff like that, but we can't be down. You okay. And it's funny. Like when I look at this situation, I look at my family. Like sometimes because I have a parent that will she loves me. My mother like I ain't gonna lie, she loved me. You know, she did a lot for me growing up. She has a problem though sometimes with this thing that I call Harrisburg a drug. My mom's the type of person who will not accept that I could provide for myself. And I mean, it don't matter. Like he ain't paid for that on his own. I did, that's always. I swear, like you got neighbors, things that they always say. Well, your mom did all that for you. How you gonna be rapping, acting like you doing this and that? I'm like, doesn't even live here. Like, but they don't. And it's like that. Like, it's like nobody really understands. Like, no, it's not what the parent always saying. And so I guess I trip because my family's kind of reminds you of one of them families from India, like things like music and art and stuff. It's to them it's okay. It's a hobby. This could be the thing that made you change your life. Made you buckle down, get focused. I cut out weed. I drink socially. I don't even really drink every week. Um, I stay out of trouble. It keeps me out of trouble. It keeps me positive. It keeps me wanting to do positive things, good things. If people wants me to help, give back, you know, help others going through something emotionally, And I barely curse in my music, and so you know, my family they don't really look at that as something. They like it's not a college degree. Like why should we invest in that? It's like I'm just doing it, like I'm spending money, like I'm on mixtapes, but it's coming out of my pocket. Like I'm paying for studio time, I'm paying for the project and stuff. And it's like in 2012, I'm like trying to balance everything out because I think I let Harrisburg get too attached to me, or I think I got too attached to Harrisburg that I kind of need to get off of this drug I, we call Harrisburg, PA, because I'm ending up like everything that ever was destroyed by Harrisburg, PA, from the outside cities and opportunities. And it's because everybody here always wants to teach a lesson, you know? Sometimes they want to teach a lesson that doesn't need to be taught. Like, you know? That's like my parents sometimes, like, feeling like, well, you don't do everything on your own. That's like, I buckled down and I bought a car. I bought a foreign car, a new foreign car. And, my parent has a new foreign car. So, my parent had bought a new foreign car. My parents, like, living in this nice condo, everything. You know, I'm here at the home. But, like, it's like, I guess my parent wanted to teach me a lesson. Like, you can't do hip hop and have a foreign car and all that and just think you're gonna be able to afford that and I can't afford my own lifestyle. And it's like, and they'll go like trying to teach you a lesson and so you like, and one thing about my parent is her and my dad don't get along at all. My dad didn't really do nothing for me, but sometimes your family tries to say you don't need your family on that side. I've done enough, and it's like, no, I don't need my dad. Like that's something personal between you and my dad, not me and my dad's family. You and my dad's family. My dad's family's cool. I love them. They love me. It's just you and my dad had a silly fight as children when I was born, and it's like I guess I don't, you know, the whole teaching a lesson thing. It's like sometimes you got to really argue with your parent and say, I'm gonna be able to afford this car, and I'm gonna be able to afford this music, and I'm gonna pay my bills. It's just gonna happen. And they look at you like, oh, that's what you want. And it's like, no, that's really what it's gonna be. Like, I don't really care. And it's just like, I got family that wanna help, but I just, I got like younger cousins that I try to influence with my music and stuff. And some of them don't listen to it. Some of them thinks it's kind of corny. They don't get the message. Like, man, I'm listening to Little Fat. You're whack. And so who's Shrizz Mac? Who's quarterback? So they go out and they do like little dumb crimes. And it's like, my parent, my mom, like, she be put money like towards stuff helping them. And it's like, well, I try to give him the message through the music. I thought maybe a few mixtape covers and stuff would give him, hey, he could be almost as famous as Little Fat if he had the opportunity. But, younger dudes nowadays, they don't care. But, this is like, my mom's spending money on that. You feel me? Like, so, it's just like, she's trying to teach me a lesson. Like, I need to go back to college rather than do music. And it's like, college didn't save my life. Like, what are you talking about? So, and it happens too when I go out and like places where people are real wealthy. You would never expect me to be the kid that grew up without a father because the way I carry myself and stuff. So, most people in these wealthy places, they get that impression that I'm this spoiled little son of somebody with like money, like I got an inheritance. So then you got them, the wealthy people wanting to teach a lesson like, well, you don't need no help from us. You spoiled. You driving all this and that. You driving these nice cars and you acting all proper and stuff like that. So we're gonna teach you a lesson too because we don't want to see you with this kind of stuff. Go back to your little bratty home with your parents, where you're with your rich, wealthy father and your rich, wealthy mother. And they really will try to teach me a lesson. And so you sitting there like, okay, I guess my family's rich and wealthy. I guess I have a mother and father, if you say so. So, you know. It is what it is. But I gotta get away from this drug we call Harrisburg. Yeah. All right.